Welcome to Clarified Solutions. This week we're going to be discussing skills. Now, this can be an area which is often overlooked by many people as they are so comfortable and familiar with the skills which they exhibit on a day-to-day basis or when the need arises that they don't necessarily take these into account and maximize their potential value. Imagine having a puzzle and having no image from which to create it. How easy or how difficult would this be? A keen knowledge of skills and of the building blocks that make up these skills as well is very similar to having an image for a puzzle piece. Having a vision, having a direction, having a map that you can work towards in order to put these skills to use. When's the last time you did a critical assessment of your own skill bases? This could be everything from your technological skills through to your writing skills, public speaking. It could be your interpersonal skills. It could be problem-solving skills, critical analysis skills, research skills, and on the list goes. Dependent on what you do for your particular work or personal life, the skill sets and the ranges of information which you need to tap into on a regular basis will vary. So, once you have this image of the puzzle you wish to create, it's about becoming familiar with the puzzle pieces, also known as the skills. So there are really two types of broad skill sets that you can organize all types of skills into. The first being native skills and the second being acquired skills. Native skills are skills in which you have a natural inclination towards. They come to you with the ease and grace from which you're not quite sure what particular source has inspired them. But when you are performing certain tasks and using these skills, it's effortless, enjoyable, and feels like you're in a constant state of flow. Now, acquired skills are the skills that we spend a lot more time trying to finesse and work to a point where they can actually work in our favor. Acquired skills may be acquired in a formal setting, whether it be a classroom, a workplace, or at school, or an informal setting, say in a conversation with a friend or a colleague, or when spending time alone in contemplation. So these acquired skills are infinite in terms of what they can be applied to and the specific areas of your life in which they relate. So when looking at skills matrices, we have to consider what cost do we have, that is in terms of time, in terms of the financial cost, and not being fully aware and being able to capitalize on these particular skill bases. Now let's add another layer of complication to this. Imagine that you're a team leader, business owner, someone in charge of a group of people. And not only is it your own skills which you must be aware of, but it's the skills of others. In order to bridge this particular gap, it's usually necessary to have sensational communication skills, whereby you're able to pick up on the subtlety of skills which people may not actually verbally point to or articulate. They may subtly demonstrate in the carrying out of particular tasks and activities. So being a leader and being someone who has to be aware of different people within a collective or also people sitting outside of your immediate team requires other layers of skills. So first and foremost, a vision, as I mentioned before. Having a vision of where you're wanting to go helps you understand which skills you need to use in that particular moment. Once you have the clear articulation of the vision or your why, then you can work out your what and how. Clarified Solutions was founded on the idea that if you can really understand your what and how, then your why can truly align with this. So when your why aligns with your what and how, all your actions have the maximum potential possible. Also, you can clearly articulate your narrative to those whom may cross your path in your business dealings or in your day-to-day life. So applying your skills and becoming aware of them is so important. It can be as simple as sitting down and having a conversation where you have a particular range of questions that you pose to your colleagues, to yourself, maybe family members, or anyone that you feel you could be working in conjunction with in order to create a particular outcome for certain projects. So what you can do is quite literally sit down with pen and paper and questions in hand and go back and forth in a conversational style. Another way in which you can work on your skills discovery is actually to use fairly formal techniques. One of these is a SWOT analysis. Now, if you're not familiar with what a SWOT analysis is, it's an acronym. SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Now, this is often used in businesses when they're actually assessing opportunities and different pathways to move forward, and different areas within the business that may be lacking. However, there's nothing to stop you from applying this to your own personal skills matrix and those of your team as well. So when doing a SWOT analysis, you don't necessarily have to do it in the order of the acronym SWOT. You can work with the area that you feel most comfortable and then build upon this as you go along. So that's one technique you can use. Another technique you can use when constructing a skills matrix is to research. Go online, type in, for example, the top 20 most valuable skills in the industry of fill in the blank, whatever your industry may be. Become incredibly curious, particularly about the skill sets that you feel are halfway through their stage of development, or skills that you notice are missing. So in order to complete a particular task, you're finding it incredibly taxing and time consuming. These are the skills that you want to invest the most time in. So when you invest time in the development of these particular skills, those native skills that you can then bring into the piece really come to the fore. So skills, as you can see, are highly important. Actions and outcomes don't magically appear. It's the skills that's the cement between those two factors. So just to recap, a vision, then a technique or a series of techniques to bring those skills to light. Then follow through with some research into areas of skills that you may have a natural curiosity towards, or skills that you've realized you may be lacking in or are halfway through development. Then what you can do is actually bring these skills out and consciously use them to perform particular tasks. Rather than relying on old and tested methods and habits of behavior associated with completing certain tasks, how about you pick and choose from this skill sets base that you already have and actually apply these to a project? Look at how the outcomes differ. Is the timescale through which you're achieving certain outcomes shortened or extended or much the same? Is your enjoyment of that particular task increased, diminished, or much the same? Is your ability to engage and really inspire other people whom you're working with, whether they be external parties to the business you work within or your colleagues, has that changed? There are so many other variables and ways in which you can measure the success of adapting and applying your particular skills. I'd be really curious to hear your comments on what you believe to be some of your top skills. What are some areas that you feel you could really expand upon with your skill sets? And what are some skills that you've observed with other people that potentially you really admire and you'd actually like to cultivate within yourself? I would really be delighted if you were to like and subscribe to my channel to see additional business insights on the Clarified Solutions page. Also, you can follow me on Instagram, Clarified Solutions Services, or Clarified Solutions is my Facebook page. I look forward to many more discussions with you online and also at events. All the best. Take care.